Hi everyone, this is Tammy at Snowstorm Crafts, and today I am taking part in a collaboration with Mandy and Justine from Junk Journal Ideas and Inspiration, and that's their Facebook group. And I'm going to share my experience of starting out in the hobby and giving new creators a tip or trick and a piece of advice. So let's get started here. So I have to definitely give credit to my mom. She is the quilter, artist, and inspiration in my life that started me on this path. And I just always have seen it my whole life. Like she does great, beautiful quilts, and she always made me clothes when I was little, and you know, beautiful dresses. And she's a great seamstress. She makes these really gorgeous dolls that she hand stitches and does really intricate painting on their faces and stuff, like does the eyes and everything. So all of my creativity comes from my mom, for sure. And when I was a little girl, she gave me a sewing machine. It was a, what was I, maybe 5 or 6? And it was a little sewing machine, and I remember it was blue, and it had a real needle in it. And of course, supervised. She was with me and taught me how to sew. So it's something I've always just kind of done, you know, it's just been in my life and always there. So sewing is definitely my main love of fabric and doing that. And then also I learned how to crochet, and she taught me how to crochet and stuff. So, I mean, that's all stuff I've done since a little girl. And now, my new journey here at finding this junk journaling is very new to me. Last summer, I was making paper because I love to try different things and find different, things to work with my hands. I mean, I love working with my hands. I even have some gold paint on my hands and some ink and stuff. I was just messing around doing some mixed media stuff. And yeah, I mean, I did art classes and all those, like pottery and art, and, I even did choir and stuff like that. I was always into like the arts of, in school and things, and mixed media and into all that. But what I was saying is, I was doing paper. I was learning how to make handmade paper, where you do the pulp and you blend it up and then, make your paper. And I was really loving it. And I watched videos on it, on how to do it, of course, and YouTube videos, and came across a video where somebody was taking their handmade paper and putting it into a journal that they made. And I'm like, what? I didn't know you. Okay, that's a great idea. And from that day on, it was about this time last summer. So it's been almost a year that I've been making my own journals and piecing them together, and the process in it is just so much fun. It's taking pretty much all my abilities that I've learned through my life since I was a little girl, and I'm incorporating them into making junk journals. And I love it. I mean, it's like everything that I've learned through my life has led up to this point of incorporating it into making junk journals. Like, I never was into scrapbooking. I never heard of a junk journal until about a year ago. And I'm just so fascinated by it that I'm loving it. And I'm loving how to teach everybody what I've learned up to this point, and incorporate some of the skills that I've had through my life to this point. And I'm having a great time. I'm loving it. And, yeah. So that's how I got into junk journaling. Okay, so just to talk about a little bit what I do and how I incorporate my skills into junk journaling, I will show you just a little bit of stuff that I've been working on. And so this right now is super fun. I took a tablecloth that I just went and purchased. It's just a white tablecloth. I actually have it right here. And I went down to just a Dollar General that we have here, and this is what it was. I mean, this is just the pattern that was on it, but I went ahead and ripped because it's huge. It's a big one. So I ripped out strips to the size that I want. And then I coffee dyed. I'm going to try to have all the links down below that I'm mentioning. But I coffee dyed, eco printed it with leaves, did some stamping, and then I have been incorporating, adding fabrics and doing some slow stitch. So as you can see, I just sit, you know, in front of the TV, watch my favorite programs and stuff, and just slowly just do some fun slow stitch throughout. And I am thoroughly enjoying doing that. So I will show you a couple of things on that. And just sewing is definitely my basics that I do into my shop. Or I mean, into my channel. I also have an Etsy shop too, but into my channel. And I love incorporating paper with it too. Now this is bringing another aspect that I never really used before. I was more into just fabrics and doing that kind of stuff, and you know, making things from there. But incorporating paper and sewing is so much fun. Like, it's so much fun. Here, I'll show you real quick. And this will just be a quick peek here. But I've been doing some watercolors and then doing just some stitching around. So stitching and then hand stitching. And like I said, all this will be mentioned. It will be down. I'll try to get it all posted down below in the description, so you guys can come see how to do all this. But this is just my little flower clusters that I've been working on, and they're all hand stitched. And then I just glued them onto my watercolor with some stencils and then some gel pens and some sewing around it. So these are fun little journal cards, and just super fun to do. And incorporating sewing is just so much fun to put onto paper, you know, and onto fabric, of course. But that is definitely something I would say don't be scared of. That's one of my advice right here is for new crafters. Don't be scared of sewing. Like, find some, you know, videos that incorporate it. I mean, mine definitely does. If you guys want to come learn some different ways to incorporate sewing with your sewing machine and with hand stitching. I've been working on that lately too, but don't be afraid. That, like, just, you know, like, it's a journey, and just enjoy it, and just one step at a time, and don't be afraid to fail. That is definitely some advice I would love to give new crafters. But come try, like, make sure you try things and don't give up, you know, because you really don't know where it's going to take you. And this is some of the stuff. It's kind of, I usually press them. I worked on these today. That's where I got the gold. But so there's some paper, like this is just watercolor paper, and you could do some sewing that way. And then this is just some more fabrics that I've been working on, doing some slow stitch with the eco prints and stuff. So that's just some of the slow stitch things I've been working on. And then fun little clusters that I just hand stitch and then go ahead and, you know, then stitch them down onto there and just add some fun little things. So definitely try, you know, incorporating some hand stitching is really just brings out a lot of stuff, and it really is relaxing. For one thing, it really helps lower the blood pressure and lower your heart rate, and just kind of there's no wrong or right. I mean, there is no wrong or right. And then also more paper, like this is paint paper that I did, and decoupaging, and I did some decoupaging down, and then some sewing, and then find some stuff from nature, like some, you know, some twigs and stuff, and then some fun texture pastes, and, you know, and you just incorporate. And I even did a little drawing here that I painted and stuff, and some stenciling. So yeah, for sure, I would, this is the one I just got done working on too, where you just throw in some hand stitching and stuff. So that's pretty fun. So yeah, this is just kind of what I do, and, you know, getting into doing this is just so much fun. And then there's one of my flower clusters that I just hand stitched. So yeah. And then this is one of my journals here. And then this, the sewing aspect is just so much fun just to incorporate. Like, it looks like a quilted look to it, you know. And I'll show you some more sewing ideas real quick. Like, you could sew lace on. You could sew it to index cards. And you could do envelopes with some sewing around, some edging, and some more index. Let's see, a paper bag is a great one. So you could do paper bag and have a little pocket here to put things in. And, you know, that's just decoupage stuff, some index. So I just wanted to show you guys some of the sewing examples here. Greeting cards are great. Like you could go have your greeting cards and they're just really pretty, and you could do some sewing around the edges and incorporate it for some journaling spots. Magazine pages are great that you could just do some, you know, quick stitching around. So yeah, so I just wanted to show you guys some fun things that I incorporate through sewing, and you can add it to all different kinds of different things, you know. I mean, you could just do all kinds of things with it. So, like I said, the advice I would love to give you guys is just enjoy the creative journey. Like, make sure you're enjoying it. Don't be afraid to fail, for sure. So, you know, like, do it for yourself, not for others. Like, make sure you just tell yourself that. This is not, you know, I'm doing this for me. I'm doing this for me to love and to look at and to enjoy, you know. And we all do second guess ourselves, for sure. I mean, I still second guess myself, you know. I ask my husband or something, I'm like, does this look, should I do that with this? And, you know, and it's just, we all second guess ourselves, you know. And, you know, do what makes you happy, for sure. And sometimes I've noticed, and this is usually the general rule for me, is when I make like my biggest mistake that I think was a huge mistake, it always turns out to be my biggest accomplishment, for sure. Like, you think it's a mistake, and then you work with it. Don't just throw it to the side and go, oh my gosh, that's horrible. But work through it, see what happens. Don't be afraid to fail. And I mean, that's usually my best artwork that comes out. Is, man, I'm so glad I kept going with that, because darn, that turned out really, really cool. So that is my advice, and don't get discouraged, for sure, for sure. So there's my advice for you guys. This is just my journey onto where I'm at now, and I hope you guys get inspired. I hope this inspired you. I hope it helps you, you know, keep crafting and to jump into different lanes that you can go and different opportunities. And yeah, so thank you guys so much. And if you could, I mean, subscribe to my channel, hit the notification bell, and you guys will see my next video when I post it. Like, comment, and share, and let's grow together. And keep on crafting.